question, or on to the fifth question. The question tells us, two friends, Amelia and Bill, each set themselves a target of saving 20,000. They each have 9,000 to invest. Amelia invests 9,000 in an account that offers an interest rate of 7% per annum compounded annually. Now, it asks us in AI, the first question of A, find the value of Amelia's investment after 5 years to the nearest $100. Now, in order to answer this question, we use the formula A is equal to P1 plus Rn, where A is final amount, where P is the starting amount, R, which is the annual interest rate, and N, which is number of years. It does not change. So once we plug in the values that are given, which we have here, A is equal to the starting amount, which is 9,000, multiplied by 1 plus R, and R has to be like a decimal. It has to be the decimal and the annual interest rate, which is 7%, 0.07, and the number of years, which is 5. That should give you 12,620. Now, the second question for A, time to reach 20,000. Determine the number of years required for Amelia's investments to reach the target. Now we're trying to find the number of years. Again, A is equal to P1 plus R, which is 20,000, which is equal to 20,000, 9,000 N. Now, since we're trying to find N, we have to isolate it, correct? So we divide 9,000 N, which will give us 2.2, which will equal 2.2. And now to solve for N, and N is equal to log B log A, like the first question, where N log 2.2 divided by log 1.7, which will give us 1.79. So she reaches the target during the year 12. Now round it up. 12 year. Now in part B, Bill invests his $9,000 in an account that offers an interest rate of R% per annum compounded monthly, where R is set to 2 decimal places. Find the minimum value of R needed for Bill to reach the target after 10 years. So we're given the P, which is 9,000, the time, which is 10 years, and since it says 10 years, we have to change it to months, because we can't just have 10 years. 10 years, we have to multiply 10, and you have to go by months, of course. 10 times 12, which is 120 month. Since it's asking us monthly, it's not asking us yearly. We have the target, which is 20,000. We're solving for minimum annual rate R. So A is equal to P plus R divided by 100 times 12, and 12 times T, where A is the future value, R is the annual interest rate. We divided by 12 to get the monthly rate, and raise to the power of total number of 12T. Now we solve. 20,000, 9,000, 1 plus R over 12,000, 120, which is the T, and that should equal to 7.7% when you try to find for R. Now part C, a third friend, Chris, also wants to reach the 20,000 target. He puts his money in a safe where he does not earn any interest. His system is to add more money to this safe each year. Each year, he will add half the amount added in the previous year. His strategy, Chris, he starts with 9,000. Every year, he adds half of what he had added the year before. So this builds what? This builds a geometric sequence. So 9,000, 9,002, 9,004, 9,008, and so on. Formula for the infinite geometric series, and that would be, it will equal to A for 1 minus R, where A is 9,000. A is equal to 9,000 over 1 minus 0.5, because R is half, which will equal to 9,000 times 2, which will give us 18,000. So he started with 9,000, so the total would be 9,000 plus 18,000, which will equal to 2,700. He can't reach 20,000 in a finite number of years. He gets close, but only approaches 27,000 over time. Find the amount Chris needs to deposit initially in order to reach the target after 5 years. Give your answer to the nearest dollar. What if he wants to reach 20,000 in 5 years? So there are 6 values: x, x2, x4, x8, x16 and x32, because it keeps doubling. However, for the finite geometric series, we use the formula Sn a times 1 minus Rn over 1 minus R. A is equal to x, R is equal to half, and n, which is the number of years, is equal to 6. So S is equal to x times 1 minus half, 6, 1 minus half is equal to x times 63 divided by 64 over 1 half, which will give us x times 126 over 64. It will give us x times 196875. Now we could solve. We bring this equation over here. X times 1.96875 20,000, which will give us x is equal to 20,000 divided by 196875, which will give us 157, and that would be our final answer. So I hope this helped you, and yes, you could use this colorful notes to help you, and I hope I have helped you with the explanation.